again to the hopeful elect that's out there tuning in. Hey, peace, blessings, salutations. This is Shaquaka Ralph from GMS, Virginia, coming back at you again. This is more history on E, and history that they don't want you to remember. But always remember this: and the Lord is going to come back down to restore righteousness. It is going to be a new Jerusalem. So evil, wickedness is going to be blurted out, or the idols, that's been made of men's hands is going to be destroyed. And the tears and the pain that we have had to serve in this country, America, the ones that are saved, the hopeful elect, Yahweh Shah is going to wipe the tears from our eyes. So relative, because the notion is this happened to us, and this overcome bullshit that's been taught. So we gotta hope and keep pushing harder while we just continue being fucked over and screwed over and fucked over and screwed over and being pretty much slapped in our face by this devil. Because this whole notion is, these things happen to us, but so what? The only way we win is by money, by money, and some goddamn education. It's that bullshit. That's that shit my mom used to say all the fucking time. And then I used to always counter and say, and then what? When I get it, then what? Then what I do? And she would be speechless. And this is what Jake had been doing forever, but we still underneath this devil's hand. So the only result is Yahweh Shah has to come back and to save us. We can talk blue, we can talk this and that. If our only resort of this being saved and things set back in order is going to be through Yahweh Shah. Let me get that real quick before I go into I think it's Revelation 21. Revelation 21:1, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I John saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from Yahweh out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And we understand the remnant, we're going to be, if I'm saying it right, we're going to be the bride to Yahweh Shah. He's going to be our bridegroom. He's going to deliver us and restore us, and he's going to set up the new kingdom on earth in righteousness. Let me see. And I heard a great voice of heaven saying, "Behold, the tabernacle of Yahweh is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and Yahweh himself shall be with them and be their power. And Yahweh shall wipe away all the tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away." So slavery, this devil and rulership, control, and him having his way upon us. And he said, and he that sat upon the throne said, "Behold, I make all things new." And he said to me, "Write, for these words are true and faithful." And this is going to happen. So it said, and he said to me, "It is done. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is a thirst of the fountain of the water of life freely." So the ones that the elect, hopefully elect, we're thirsting for that water, because like the scripture says in Baruch 4, come back to the life. And the only way you have life is having water. And the water comes through Yahweh Shah, that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Like the scripture says, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding should be the stability of our times, nothing else and nothing more. He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his power, and he shall be my son. And we had to overcome, and the only way we overcome is through praying, fasting, leaning and depending on Yahweh Shah, and not being caught up in America in Esau's bullshit. Because if you hold on, I think it was right. Hold on, Salaki. Like I said, if you keep listening to the narrate, and if you just take everything you see on TV as face value, and what you see in front of you as face value, you're not gonna make it. So it says, Salaki. It said the community relative of Oscarville residents shares history behind the city underneath Lake Lanier. The community was destroyed by an angry racist mob, and now this history is subject of two films. Gainesville, Georgia. Lake Lanier is a Georgia landmark, but before it became part of the state's landscape, there was a town of Oscarville. Remember, um, it was formed in the late 1800s during the Reconstruction era. I keep seeing it. Well, let's see what this is. So the Reconstruction, 1865 through 1877. The turbulent era following the Civil War was an effort to reintegrate Southern states from the Confederacy and 4 million newly freed people into the United States under the administration of President Andrew Johnson in 1865 and 1866. New Southern state legislatures passed restrictive black codes to control the labor and behavior of former enslaved people and other African Americans. Outrage in the North over these codes eroded support for the approach known as presidential reconstruction and led to the triumph of the more radical wing of the Republican Party. Let me see. During radical reconstruction, which began with the passage of the Reconstruction Act of 1867, newly enfranchised black people gained a voice in government for the first time in American history, winning elections to Southern state legislatures and even to the U.S. Congress in less than a decade. However, reactionary forces, including the Ku Klux Klan, would reverse the changes wrought by radical Reconstruction in a violent backlash that restored white supremacy in the South. So, a little history of what the Reconstruction era was. Yep. Come, what the hell is this? After 1867, increasing number of Southern whites turned to violence in response to the revolutionary change of radical of Reconstruction, the Ku Klux Klan. And this is one of the presidents right here. Hold on. Chevy gets it. I want it, and I can afford it. Give me one and the same. Yeah. With Chevy Trax, a car and driver. Critical. They don't want you to know, but hold on, going back. So it says it was formed in the late 1800s during the Reconstruction era. Georgia history teacher Lisa Crosby said Oscarville was a thriving black community full of carpenters. See that skills. That were full of skills. Blacksmith and bricklayer with farming as a top trade. Why is farming one of our top trades? Well, we have the feast of the first fruits. That's part of our law to teach us how to have dealings with the land and take care of the land. They had a miraculous farming growth here while the rest of the state was really struggling, she said. That was the case until 1912 when May Crow, a 19-year-old white woman, was found dead in the woods near Oscarville, presumably after being raped. Typically, the answer to white girls being raped was to go to black communities and start blaming people, Crosby said. So, That's that one. Hold on. Let me see what this one says. Ain't nothing come up. Really too much on that one. So let me see. Yeah, just between 1912, there were nearly 1,100 black residents in Forsyth County, with 58 of those residents being landowners. By the end of 1912, two incidents in the county, including one near Oscarville, and the ensuing violence against black population there led essentially every black person to flee Forsyth. So, violent history in America, they teach our people love and, supposed to kiss ass and, you know, uh, black on black crime, hatred towards each other. While everybody else took advantage of us. So again, like I state, what do you tell your children now? Do you still tell them to work very hard? Bust their ass for the so-called white man? What do you tell them? What things do you tell them? What do you tell your children today growing up? Let me see. Teach thy children. Cause Jake done lost, man. Let me see something. Let me see. I'm gonna start at verse 18. So Deuteronomy 11 and 18. Therefore shall ye lay up these my words in your heart and in your soul, and bind them for a sign upon your hand, and that they may be as frontlets between your eyes, and you shall teach them your children, speaking of them when thou sittest in thy house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up, and thou shalt write them upon the doorposts of thine house and upon thy gates, that your days may be multiplied in the days of your children in the land which the Lord sware to your fathers, in the land which swore to give them as the days of heaven upon the earth. For if ye shall diligently keep all these commandments which I command you to do them, to love your Lord, love your power to walk in all his ways and to cleave unto him, then will the Lord drive out all these nations from before you, and ye shall possess greater nations and mightier than yourselves. But you see that we clearly didn't, and there was a recompense for that. Let me see. It might be the same one. Yeah. Um, I believe it was another one that I wanted. Teach that children that we young. Yep, Proverbs 22. Let's get it in the NLT. So, cool. The hell, Mina? I'm gonna put the G and T. Can't get it right. Proverbs 22 and 6. Hold on. So, knowing and seeing the terrain we on, what do you teach your children? So Proverbs 22 and 1, if you have to choose between a good reputation and great wealth, choose a good reputation. But, us not knowing the terrain that we're on and how Esau has, you know, have that hold on us and have destroyed our minds. You know, Jake rather choose whatever reputation which brings him something good or bad, and unfortunately that comes from not having a family structure, not really having how you say pretty much is being altered, our minds being altered and taken from us from our oppressor, from our enemy. Like the scripture says, what is it? I think it's Rock 14. The rich, trying to roughly paraphrase. What involvement does the rich with the poor? Um, the rich have basically profane and and does what he wants, but the poor man speaks. He has to pretty much make his point and bring double. But back to the point, he said the rich and the poor have this in common: the Lord made them both. Yeah, who's rich right now? The so-called white man. Who's poor? Israelites. Um, but they're both gonna have the same fate. Not the same fate, but the Lord has is gonna be judgment for both. So the rich is gonna be judged, the Edomites are gonna be judged, and the poor, which are Israelites, which have that contrary spirit, they're gonna be saved. And the 2/3 that don't take heed, you're gonna be judged as well with the rich, which eat with Esau. Three sensible people will see trouble coming and avoid it. Because all Esau does is bring forth snares and traps for our people, which how you say deteriorates their mind. But an unthinking person will walk right into it and regret it later. And that's ultimately you, Jakes, you 2/3, you're gonna regret it later. Obey the Lord, be humble, and you will get riches, honor, and a long life. Ultimately, when Yahweh shall restores righteousness. If you love your life, stay away from the traps that catch the wicked along the way. Teach children how they should live, and they will remember all their life. See that? Poor people are slaves of the rich, who we are. Borrow money, and you are the lender's slave. If you plant the seeds of injustice, disaster will spring up, and your oppression of others will end. So, and we understand how Esau oppresses these nations, especially us, is to the next level. So be generous and share your food with the poor. You will be blessed for it. Does Esau do it? No. Get rid of a conceited person. There will be no more arguments, quarreling, or name calling. Well, the only way that's going to stop is through Yahweh Shah. Is going to bring back order to this earth. So you get the point. Lord's word, this was edifying. This is, I guess I named this series, What Do You Teach Thy Children? Because all of this pain and atrocity that have been done to us as a nation, and then you teach our children basically to blot it out, forget about it, just grow up, get money, be an entertainer, love everybody, what you're not stirring them in any right direction. A lot of our people haven't gotten money. A lot of our people. And you see how our people have gotten ourselves sure foots in this place. But what had happened? Esau comes down and destroys it, even to this day. And it's even worse today. Let's look at how Jake is getting these trucks. I'm talking about tractor trailers, dump trucks, and now what Esau's doing, jacking up that insurance. So what's going on? A lot of Jake is selling their trucks, and they can manipulate the playing field. So what do you teach your children? What do you how do you conduct yourself in this world when everything is against you? Who do you go to? Who has the truth? Lord's way was edified. Shalom.